Good.
I'm having a pretty good day, actually. I just got a phone call from some guys that are really interested in one of those paintings that you found. You found it last year. It was the one that had the big hole cut in the corner of it.
I remember that.
Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think that was one that I got when I was helping Elaine and Richard out, and sold it to Eddie for a couple $100.
That's the one.
That's it. Yeah,
That's the one. Yeah, I don't know what they're looking at it for, but they're asking a whole bunch of questions about it. So maybe that's going to turn out to be valuable.
Are these reputable people?
Yeah, I think they're pretty. They seem like they know what they're talking about.
It's a big time name.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
good. Isn't that funny? Remember just the other day a call from some other people, big time names interested in us?
Yeah, there was a. It's been a crazy week. Crazy week. I gotta
Not
say.
to mention my ex-wife is looking for alimony payments.
Well, let's hope she doesn't find you.
Absolutely.
But man, you just seem to have all the luck finding this stuff. Movie stars, Warner Brothers, Fox, everything you find seems to revolve around these famous things.
Or something happens with the media. You notice that?
What's up with that?
I don't know. But all my life, things happen like that.
I can't understand it.
Like,
What was that Virgil Ross animation stuff?
Oh yeah, yeah, that was, I consider that one of my better ones, but that does, you know, it's a good thing to do a video on.
That was with Warner Brothers, right?
It was, Virgil Ross, Warner Brothers. I bought 104 pieces of his animation and I sold it to a guy back in the day that he was the only one that sold animation at the time. There was 102 pieces of the 104 that were of a cartoon called Hair Trimmed, from 1955 by Warner Brothers. It's a classic. It's in the Museum of Metropolitan Art in New York.
Is that the one with Bugs Bunny in it?
It is. Bugs Bunny, Yosemite Sam, Tweety Bird with Sylvester trying to get in the cage, and Granny. And it's the best part of it. It's they're trying to marry Granny because she's become a billionaire. It's the part in sequence of Bugs Bunny putting a brick inside of his glove and slapping Yosemite Sam. To a duel, you know, they're going to try to kill each other, you know, see who marries her. But that there is real important. I got a receipt for that and a contract. Matter of fact, we're going to be showing some of the interviews with Virgil Ross in his basement with each piece of artwork he ever did.
Yeah, that Virgil Ross, he's probably the greatest animator of all time.
They call him the greatest living animator, and he did all the musical part. He was the only one that could do the hands, though, like Rhapsody Rabbit, Bugs Bunny. He could make the hands move to the music because he was a magician.
Wow. So
not a magician, you know, he used to play instruments, really sharp.
That's a good combination.
I had to end up, because of the situation, they tried to take that artwork back from me, some of his own personal artwork that he had given me. Well, actually, I gave him money for it, too. But it got into a big court deal. You have to be real careful, and I'd like to do a whole video on that sometime to show them.
Yeah, that'd be great, you know, because you got to be careful when you find this stuff that's high-dollar stuff. Yeah, somebody will try to take it away from you.
Well, they tried to steal it at first. They did steal it from me. Actually, I got a lot of money for it, the original art. But one day we'll do a video on Virgil Ross. How's that? And maybe show a few shots of him, interviewing him. Talks about when he did Ralph Bakshi. That's Virgil Ross, and that other one was the backstage screen to Harvey, the Invisible Rabbit.
The backstage screen?
To Harvey. It was a three-piece screen, wallpapered in rabbits, and it's set at Harvey, the Invisible Rabbit. You know the polka?
Yeah.
That Jimmy Stewart did in the movie?
Yeah.
Well, Frankie Faye, Barbara Stanwyck's drunken husband, excuse me for saying that, sat outside there on stage. He did it in New York. Joey Brown, the comedian, did it all over in the other theaters. And then when it come time for the movie, they gave the part to Jimmy Stewart because he was a nicer looking guy. That's what they both said. That's not coming from me, but it was true. Anyway, he'd sit back there and he'd sign autographs. He'd talk to people and sign their theater program. And on that thing, on those rabbits, everybody signed it. Like the Marx Brothers signed it, all three of them. They made a comment about the Invisible Rabbit. And then Eleanor Roosevelt, President Roosevelt, anybody that was anybody in the world, dignitaries from overseas, signed that in New York. I had that. I sold that to a guy named Joe. He's a paper dealer in Los Angeles. Real nice guy. But that's another find. That was movie star stuff. And then I was thinking about the Betty Blythe. This is a picture of me with the Betty Blythe material. on the front page.
Holy cow, you had a lot of hair back then, Jack.
Well, I still do. And she was a Barrymore.
So you were on the front page of the Fontana Herald News finding this stuff?
Yeah.
What the heck?
Well, you can see it was a long time ago.
Was it
But-
89 or 87?
Yeah, I got shorts on, I got hair, I was skinny. Hard to believe, isn't it?
Ex-Screen Star's letter offers glimpse at glitter.
Yeah, it was all of her love letters between her and her husband. Paul Scardin, significant also, one of the first directors for Warner Brothers. After I sued them, and they paid me for what they tried to do me over that animation, then they tried to buy this from me.
I'll be darned.
Of course, I wouldn't sell it. She was a big hit, real big. She was a very important star after the turn of the century. And that was one of my better finds, too. That was star stuff, too, and that had to do with Warner Brothers again.
You know, Jack, I got to tell you, the thing that makes you different from me is I walk past all these things. Box of letters, I'm not going to look at that stuff. I'm looking for the gold and the silver and the
Sure.
electronics and the computers. And
I don't know, I just got interested in paper and
You're
history.
always interested in paper, painting. I mean, I don't understand how you see the value in these things sometimes.
I don't either, but I guess all the experience and then everything put together, it tells me that it's okay, you know.
Well, I hope if I hang around with you more, I'll pick up on that little knack a little better.
Well, you better do it quick.
Yeah.
And you know the bird. You know, that was that bird that I bought
Yeah,
for
the
50
$6,000.
cents.
We call them the $6,000 bird.
Yeah, sold for $6,000. You sold that, you know. And then that painting, the one that Eddie got. Now that may be, we found it, there's a variation on the price, somewhere between $500,000 and $400,000, right?
That's what it shows.
Yeah.
Of course, those
But
don't
it's
have
got
a
a
hole
rip
in
in it.
them.
Yeah, it's got a hole in it. But when you spend big money like I did to get it, you don't care.
Yeah.
15 bucks.
$15.
Yep. Then, that was the painting. This is, the Mormon papers. Those were interesting.
Well, now, you never told me about the Mormon papers.
I had Mormon papers signed by Seymour B. Young, Brigham Young, one of his sons. And I had them padded and framed. They were really nice papers. I donated them to the Mormons. I had them in my hallway at one time. But they also they treated me right. I was in business. It was a bunch of injection molds I bought in Southern California. They come all the way down from Utah and bought them from me for a nice penny. So, and I was happy. They wanted to buy them, but I donated them. I thought it was really nice. You know. And then, of course, later on, somebody famous from the Mormon Church helped represent me and helped me get through that deal with Virgil Ross.
Really?
So isn't that
It's
unusual?
a small world.
It
Everything
is,
goes
yeah.
around, comes around.
And then there's the album from the museum. Remember the World War II guy?
Yeah.
That's in a museum in Belgium, isn't it?
Yeah, the Holocaust pictures and everything.
It was that GI that went all across Europe, helping free the little towns and the countries from Nazis.
Yeah,
in the 101st Airborne.
That was neat looking through that. He really made a story with his pictures, didn't
Had
he?
pictures of the Nazis. Remember with our guys hustling them along.
Remember those maps? That big map
And
taped together?
that's right. He did what was that? That was a handmade map that
Yeah.
he did at every stop they
It was
went.
drawn out on onion paper.
Yeah, that was
Remember,
neat.
it was all brittle?
Yep. And then at the end, the last 103 pictures out of over 300 were pictures of
The Holocaust, the bodies.
the worst concentration camp of all. And that's where they put people to torture them instead of kill them.
Yeah, that was sad.
It was sad. You see all those bodies stacked up and everything. It makes you want to cry to think of that. And those weren't all Jewish people. Those were, remember, they were people from Bulgaria. They were people from Sweden. All kinds of different people there that they killed at that place. But anyway, that was a pretty cool find, and it makes me feel good that it's in a museum, you know. And James Swinnerton.
James Swinnerton. Tell me about James Swinnerton.
I had love letters to Betty Blythe from Randolph Hearst. And Swinnerton, this come years later after I found the Betty Blythe, Swinnerton was Randolph Hearst's first artist. He took him from San Diego or San Francisco to New York to work in the paper in New York.
I'll be darned.
But isn't that funny, the connection to Hearst? See that?
Yeah, there's a lot of connections going
I had
on
over
there,
200 political cartoons that he did in the paper for Randolph Hearst before the turn of the century. His name was James Swinnerton. When I bought him, I just liked him. I bought several hundred of them for $200, and they were in a nice leather folder, and they were cartoons about Indians, political cartoons. So those were pretty neat. Those I liked them a lot. But they said he was told he had leukemia. They sent him to Phoenix to die. So he became famous as a Western artist, and he did Western artwork, you know, oils and watercolors. And in reality, it started with Randolph Hearst, but he didn't die. He died in an older man. So he did a lot of paintings, but he was known for Western artwork. But in reality, he started with political cartoons for Randolph Hearst, along with Betty Blythe. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's got some stories there, Jack. I hope you keep on finding them, man.
That I can't wait to do. Yeah, and I'm a lot slower. Of course, you know, I'm retired. It's like we do this blog, you know, and we're doing this as a hobby more than anything.
Yeah.
And we're having fun with it. It's a lot of fun. But we're getting a lot of attention here lately for some reason.
Yeah, well, that's good. We'll enjoy that.
I think we've got some surprises for people in the future, don't you?
You never know what's coming, Jack.
Something really good's in the works. If it works, it'll be great. We met some real nice people, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really nice people.
Yeah. All right, Jack. Well, we'll leave it at that, and come back next week. We'll do some more videos. You know you got a Jack the Plaque video for us.
Oh, that's nice.
We
He's
gotta
the guy
get that running.
Did he give you the DVD he gave me from the 3 News? He's been on TV 3 times.
Yep, I got it right here.
Yeah.
Been on there 3 times.
If you look on there, you'll see him in a suit and all those different broadcasters from different... By the way, one of those is Fox News.
I'll be darned.
He was on Fox. Isn't that amazing?
Yep, sure is.
One of the biggest sports collectibles in the world. I can't wait till you get that on. He can't either. He's all excited.
Well, maybe we'll get that on this weekend.
Anyway, I think it's going to be fun.
All right, Jack. Thanks for stopping in.
Thank you, Vince.
Take care.